Hello, everyone. My name is David Hammond Jr., and I serve as the 2020-2021 Student Government Association President at the Alabama State University.
And hello, everyone. My name is Yasmin Whitehurst, and I serve as the 81st Miss Alabama State University at our lovely institution.
So, Yasmin, I heard about this great new YouTube channel that's coming about with this magnificent church in Montgomery. It's called the Pause YouTube channel.
Oh,
Pause. It's called the Pause YouTube channel.
Yes.
It's so great. It's so great. And, just watching them, and they have an upcoming theme for their next show. And it's called Getting Into Good Trouble.
Getting Into Good Trouble.
What do you know about getting into good trouble?
Well, firstly, let me say thank you to the Southside Church of Christ in Montgomery for having us to talk about this beautiful theme and just even finding a way to still be impactful during the time of COVID in the middle of a pandemic. We know that social media and just the media in general is going to be our best way to get information out. So we appreciate you all for doing this. But getting into good trouble, to me, that means that you always need to get yourself involved in the right things, not the bad things, the stuff that you might see your peers doing or people might pressure you into doing. You don't have to always fall to those pressures. You can always make the stand and do what's right. So getting into good trouble, what does that mean to you, David?
For me, is standing up for what's right or standing up for what you believe in, even if you're the only one standing.
Yeah.
Even if someone says, oh, you need to sit down. No, this is what I believe in. This is what I believe is right. That's getting into good trouble. John Lewis, he definitely advocated getting into good trouble. Being someone who was a civil rights activist and actually, fighting for us African Americans and actually going to war and the marches and protesting and all of that good stuff. That was the good trouble.
Right.
That's what we need to focus on a lot of times when we say getting into good trouble. See, some people don't know what good trouble actually is.
Yeah.
Sometimes good trouble is the marching. Sometimes the good trouble is the reposting of the flyers. And sometimes the good trouble is to protesting certain things or boycotting certain things. So I think sometimes it's good to get in good trouble, especially now with the times that we're in. Having the death of Breonna Taylor and George Floyd and all of these things happening and transpiring over a pandemic. See, I think what happened is we were so distracted about our everyday lives and we didn't see what was really going on. And COVID allowed us to be at home and actually see for our own eyes
what's really
the wrongful doings and what's really important, which allowed us to get into good trouble.
Yeah, and that lets us know that we have to always use our voice.
Yes.
We have to always use our voice to stand up for what we believe should be going on, what we believe should not be going on. If you see someone or one of your friends or someone on your timeline or someone at school speaking out about something in the wrong way or raising negative attention, you should bring light to that. You should correct that person. You should say, hey, this is what we are feeling as a people. This is what's going on in the world today, and you should care about that. You should make sure everybody knows, what's really important right now. Even if you're not even able to vote right now, that's something that you can stand up and say, hey, everybody, I believe, should vote. And everybody might not always feel good about what you have to say. It might not always be, the right thing to say in the moment. Like you said, our ancestors and the people who fought for us to be where we are right now, a lot of those things were not acceptable when they were doing them. We had people who were young, very young, such as Joanne Robinson, coming on campus and printing out flyers, doing so many things that, might have seemed wrong to the public, and she was young and she was still doing it. We had Rosa Parks, we had Martin Luther King Jr., we had so many people who were fighting at a young age for us to do what's right. And I believe that as long as we all come together and we all, are on one page, we will all be in a better place right now.
Definitely, and I want you to know this, and I want to tell you all this. Your age doesn't define what you can do.
Definitely.
Only thing that it defines what you can do is vote, but it doesn't define how you can advocate for other people to go vote.
Yes.
So ask your parents, Mom, have you went and voted? Dad, have you went and voted? Anybody in your household over the age of 18, I want you to ask them, have they voted? And to make sure they vote, and exercise their right to vote, because that's another way to get into good trouble. If we want things to change, if we want certain politicians to get out of office, or we want to advocate for certain things, just vote. That's one of our biggest civic responsibilities is to vote. And that although we're young, we can get out and advocate and vote. A great thing I like to always harp on when it comes to this is a favorite artist of everyone. When he tells a song about the bigger picture, and he says how, you know, yes, he does this and this, but he's telling his people to vote, and yes, he's advocating for this and this, but he wants to make sure everything is done right. So that's definitely a good piece.
Most definitely. And along with voting, do research.
Yeah.
Make yourself familiar with who's running. Make yourself familiar with the people that are vying to run our country. These things will affect you and your parents. And soon enough, you'll be able to actually put in your voice and make your voice be heard to the polls. But like you just said, there's no stopping what you can do right now. You know, you're around people every single day, all day. You know, if you have the chance to just pick your phone up, instead of scrolling on Instagram, scroll through the news, scroll and see what's going on. What has somebody said? What are these candidates running for? What are they standing on? You know, these are things that you can always educate yourself on. That's the beautiful thing about being in this era of technology. When we were growing up, we had flip phones. We couldn't just go to google.com and say, how can I vote? We couldn't go there and say, who is running for this election? We had to go and read and find newspapers and things. So utilize your phones for the good things and not the bad stuff.
Definitely. But we would definitely like to thank you guys for just allowing us to speak briefly on this subject, and granting us the opportunity just to pay it forward and, you know, give you guys a few educational words and words of encouragement when it comes to this matter. Anything, Jasmine?
Thank you again. Y'all are awesome. Keep being great. Keep being women and men of God. Keep being children of God. Thank you, Southside Church of Christ, for having us again, and we hope to see you all soon. Peace.